I have been super emotional the last couple of days, and I'm not one to get emotional. Ask anyone in my life. I don't cry like ever, so I am chalking me being emotional up to the fact that I'm exhausted and feel sleep deprived. It's about to be that time of month, and I turned 32 this month, and I'm still single.
She's 32, did everything right, worked on herself, and still ended up alone, exhausted, and afraid of the future. This video isn't about love, it's about consequences, delayed choices, and a truth no one had the courage to say before it was too late.
I have been super emotional the last couple of days, and I'm not one to get emotional. Ask anyone in my life. I don't cry like ever, so I am chalking me being emotional up to the fact that I'm exhausted and feel sleep deprived. It's about to be that time of month, and I turned 32 this month, and I'm still single. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's been crossing my mind a lot this past month. Well, really past couple of days since like it became September. I've been single for 4 years, and it really sucks being the only person in your friend group that's single, the only one pretty much in your life without a life partner. And I think all the time about how much easier my life would be if I had someone to share that with, if I had someone to share the financial burden with, someone to help with cooking, someone to help with cleaning, how less stressed I would be, because I feel like I take on a lot and I do a lot, not only for myself, but the people in my life. And I am so tired of people telling me, oh, you're gonna find him when you least expect it. Oh, stop looking for him and it'll happen. Or maybe you need to work on yourself. Listen, I've been working on myself for 4 freaking years. I've been single for 4 years, and part of that's my own choice because I got out of a really bad relationship and I decided I was never going to settle for less ever again. So part of that is my own choice. But while I don't go on a ton of dates, I do go on dates. Sometimes I went to a dating event recently, and I know people that have gone on one date from a dating app and they find their partner, and here I am still single. And to be frankly honest, it sucks. And it sucks being the only person in my life without that life partner. And I'm trying really hard not to cry. But a lot of times I'm terrified that I'm never going to find that person. I'm terrified that by the time I do find that person, I'm not going to be able to have kids. And I know that science has evolved and women are having children later and later in life, but it's still in the back of my mind a lot of times. Trying not to cry, trying to hold it together. But yeah, it sucks. And unless you've been in this position, like, you really can't and don't understand. And like I said, I'm tired of people saying you'll find it when you least expect it, stop looking and it'll happen. Like, no. Like, have you been in the dating world recently? Because no, that's not how it works at this point. And yeah, truthfully, it sucks. And that's where I'm at right now. I turned 32 in like 25 days, I think. And like I said, it just sucks being at this point in my life. And a lot of times I am okay being single because I'm okay going and doing stuff by myself, or I like my alone time, but like, I still want that life partner to be able to do things with, and to help share the financial burden, to help share the burdens of life and the day-to-day, and someone to be my first call when things are good, when things are bad. or, you know, someone that I'm their first call. So yeah, just like I said, it sucks. And I'm really emotional about it right now. And tomorrow, I probably won't even be crying about it. And I don't cry about it often or like ever, but here I am tonight. And you know what? Again, it just, like I said, it's a hard place to be. And if you've ever been in this position, you truly don't understand. And honestly, I'm tired of taking advice or people trying to give me advice that haven't been in this position, because it's the same advice of maybe you need to work on yourself and you'll find him whenever you least expect it. Stop looking for him and it'll happen. That's pretty much the advice that I get. And to be frankly honest, like, I'm so tired of that advice. So if those are one of the things that you're going to tell me, please don't. So yeah, if you're in the same position as me, you're not alone. And I know that it sucks.
This woman's emotional breakdown reveals something that's becoming increasingly common. Female loneliness after 30 doesn't come only from the absence of a partner, but from choices, expectations, and modern narratives that sold an incomplete version of happiness. Throughout the video, she makes it clear she isn't just looking for romantic love, but for practicality. Someone to split bills, chores, stress, and responsibilities. That alone exposes a core issue. The partner shows up as a logistical solution to accumulated exhaustion, not as someone she built a life with over time. When she says she spent 4 years working on herself and decided she would never settle for less than she deserves, we see the collision between ideals and reality. The more time passes, the fewer men are both willing and suitable to enter a serious relationship with someone who arrives already tired, highly selective, and emotionally pressured by the biological clock. The phrase, "I won't settle for less," sounds empowering, but it often ignores a basic truth. Relationships are not rewards for personal achievement. They are built through mutual compromise over time. Another strong element is her frustration with generic advice, like, "It'll happen when you least expect it," which reflects not just anger at others, but disappointment in a cultural promise that everything will somehow fall into place on its own. It won't. The dating market has changed, and men who want families tend to choose earlier, when there is less emotional baggage, less urgency, and more room to grow together. Her fear of not being able to have children isn't emotional exaggeration, it's biology. The fact that this realization only hits now shows how long that reality was pushed aside. There's also a quiet contradiction. She claims to enjoy independence, solitude, and autonomy, yet deeply suffers from having no one to share life with. That suggests independence became more of a forced adaptation than a true preference. Ultimately, this video isn't about dating, it's about consequences. The consequences of delaying deep bonds, turning self-sufficiency into an identity, and believing there would always be more time. Her loneliness isn't bad luck or modern injustice, it's the predictable outcome of a culture that taught women to prepare for everything, except building a family, while there was still emotional, biological, and relational space to fail, learn, and grow together.